Golden Knowledge Bite 4. How to improve your knowledge exchange. Knowledge exchange is only as good as the effective process of exchange. There are many different approaches to knowledge exchange, and selecting the right one is dependent upon the audience being addressed. We'll now see how our BCE practitioners exchange the knowledge gained from their secondments. What could you do to improve knowledge exchange?
We are building up a wider range. I've got experience of working with Wallingford, but my colleagues have many different disciplines to address, and we're trying now to build a range of different links with industry, each one of which can offer projects and supervision of master's students. So a range of disciplines and also a range of links with industry.
Well, there are different ways to approach different audiences, obviously. I think for the younger audience, the way we try to teach is through blended learning, and the fact that we're able to do lots of hands-on here is a real bonus for us, because the students really relate to science when they're able to do a lot of practical work and underpin that with the theory. In terms of putting that knowledge to peers and maybe employees in industry, I think we need to develop more e-learning techniques so that we can perhaps use some of the facilities here, and put them up on websites so that people can see them from a distance and understand those things that we do. So it's all about blended learning, and there's plenty of room for us to make improvement, I think, and enhance the skills that we have and that we use here.
Yes, it's primarily networking. I think that's part of the higher education setup, in that we teach on the program, so we're allowed to transfer our research onto that, and also through our research projects we're able to actually communicate with some of our industry collaborators to explain to them the results of our findings. Now, we have discussed e-base before, and I suppose it's what you mean by e-base, in that we tend to put a lot of our work on the internet so that anybody can actually search and find it, but we don't have dedicated e-based learning programs, so to speak.
We need to make employers understand through a better, effective, more marketing campaign that we've not just got food technology here at Jisc, we've got a food engineering base. And as we move forward, it's quickly we can see as automation comes into the industry, this enables foods to be built in different ways. Still using the same techniques, the same thing, but the equipment that's used is different. And I think we need to be able to display to employers that we've got that equipment here.
My area of expertise has always been metals, and I've now gone from your standard copper metals onto the super alloys. I need to look at polymers. Once again, I know the theory, I know the different polymers, I've got samples of finished pieces of plastic, but I would love to see some of the processes, and there is a couple of companies not far away, both with thermoset polymers and thermopolymers.
What kinds of support mechanisms would help you improve knowledge exchange?
We already have in place an NGD program, and that's been very successful in inviting prospective students, employers and academics together, really as a dating agency to put appropriate partners together. That's something that we need to do more extensively, not just focusing on the research side. Also, we'll be putting together a brochure which I plan to walk around various firms on a one-to-one basis, rather more than just a cold mail shot, actually offering the range of things we can do in the department for industry and hopefully vice versa.
We're very fortunate in the college. We actually have a whole mentoring process that operates right from the executive team right the way through to colleagues on the ground. I'm both a mentor and a mentee. I will mentor colleagues who are operating under my management, but in turn I'm a mentee relating to a member of the executive team where I can share my thoughts, share what I think my CPD requirements are, any sort of areas that I need to develop, and can rely on that person to support me. And equally, I hope that my colleagues that I work with can find the same with me. And it can be simple stuff like, oh, how do I timetable this, and how can I set up this skills competition, who do I need to talk to, what industry, and so on.
I think primarily getting more opportunities to talk about your work to a wide range of people, be they of academics, students or industry. And I think that comes to do with funding eventually, and that you have to find both the time to go and visit these organisations or people, but also the cost involved in that meeting with these people, as it takes it away from you away from your day-to-day responsibilities at the university.
It's not so much the subject area. I came back more with a feeling of excitement, the feeling that I enjoyed it, because I did. And I think that, and the other colleagues that are going into industry, they can see that what I got from that in the way of enjoyment and a renewed feeling about things. Now we have somebody who's joined us that is also a metallurgist and has the same knowledge, and we're able to discuss things because he actually was connected to the same place. So there's that, it's communication between everybody.
Electronic or traditional learning approaches, which work best?
I would say definitely traditional. I think traditional because you have that face-to-face contact and the willingness to be able to, just engage with that person, explain a lot more detail. That's a lot more beneficial. Again, there is so much out there, so much material out there that it's difficult for one person to read all that material, whereas if they do meet somebody, they remember the name and the context and the conversation that went with it, so that's a lot more effective.
I think that people do learn best through they learn science best through hands-on doing of things, and I think we've found because students are able to relate what they're doing here in the centre with what they know to be going on in industry, and as part of the course we do take them on visits to industry, so that having learnt it here, done a little bit, they're able to then go and visit and see professionals doing the same thing. I think that really brings it home to them that they are learning relevant skills that they will be able to use in the workplace, and it sort of empowers them and gives them confidence that what they will achieve at the end is really going to set them on the road to a good career in science.
People learn in different ways. Online's easy, gets a big tick in the box because you can see it, you can prove it, but a lot of people can't learn like that, and I'm one of the examples. I actually like a book and somebody talking to me. So I think, to answer your question, I think you need a general mix of online learning, but also coming in to mix with a teacher, and also for people to exchange ideas between themselves. And you saw the group today, they were able to change ideas themselves, they got a lot of answers themselves.